Good morning, Sault Ste. Marie and Algoma. Welcome to Special Report for Wednesday, July 22nd. I'm Chris Olkhorn with
Danny Dupuy. Hello, everyone. We also want to say thank you to KC Security for sponsoring the show. And it is a gloomy Wednesday out there, but we will have more on that with our weatherman, Daniel. But we do want to say happy hump day, everyone. We're halfway there. Super excited. Yay. See, we need some more pep on the show, Chris. Come on. Get in there.
I'm the serious news guy.
That's true too. I'll hold the fun little bit. You stick to your serious.
Yeah, I'll be Mr. Serious.
Yeah. So with Mr. Serious, what does
Speaking
Ford
of Mr.
have?
Serious, Doug Ford, his press conference today is going to be at 1 o'clock. This one's at Queen's Park.
Oh, okay. Back to his home roots.
Yes.
Yep.
So he was in Mississauga yesterday announcing that long-term care home that's going to be built faster than normal because of some new regulations and how fast you can build a long-term care home in Ontario. Because
they're
need them.
anticipating a year, right?
Less than that, yeah. From shovel in the ground to being totally finished and people being able to go in, it's going to be fast. I mean, it's very difficult to build a building like that in under a year and have it ready to go. But we need those beds, so
640, I believe you said.
Yeah, it's going to be a big home. It's part of Trillium Health Partners network there.
Perfect.
They own a bunch of long-term care homes.
And we're still waiting here. The Ontario Finished Rest Home, they got approval last year to start their retirement home. So it was supposed to start in August. I'm not sure if because of COVID and everything going on, it's at a halt, but we will find out more on that. So
yeah, and too, with the new regulations that they've put in, it's going to be much easier for them to actually get a shovel in the ground as well, because they've eliminated part of the process. And the part of the process they've eliminated on average takes 12 months.
Oh, wow.
So
cut it out.
Yeah, part of their whole long-term care, like getting those extra beds in, plus revamping old beds so that they're up to standard and putting the air conditioning and stuff like that. It's the part they've eliminated will reduce it by 12 months on average. Sometimes it can be longer depending on that review in the 12 months. It can even be 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So good for them for making that initiative.
Yeah, that's the same thing they did for the roads as well, where they've changed how the process of it. So
well, if you are changing the process of roads, can you come over to Sault Ste. Marie and fix
maybe,
our roads because all of our potholes?
Yeah,
Thank you.
It's like
Thank you.
1,700 on my street.
You dodge one pothole to go into another one.
Yeah, it's like that skiing, slalom skiing, where you're like actually hitting the gates instead of going around the gates. It's kind of like that driving through Sault Ste. Marie. Okay, and Government House Leader Paul Calandra will be there as well, and it's an announcement of some kind. But I'm not sure what the House Leader is going to be announcing. I've never seen a Government House Leader before be the person at a press conference, so this is going to be a new thing for me. It's probably going to be a new thing for most people, because normally the House Leader is a person that kind of works behind the scenes. They don't usually get put up in front of the mic. So we'll be carrying that for you at 1 o'clock. We'll find out then what Paul has for us to announce to you. Okay. Thursday, we're doing a special Masks and Stage 3 virtual town hall. It'll be on at 1 o'clock, so Doug Ford will not be on at 1 o'clock tomorrow. We have invited a bunch of local organizations and politicians, Algoma Public Health, Sault Area Hospital, Chamber of Commerce, Ross Romano, Terry Sheenan, and also Mayor Provenzano and some city councillors. Also a couple other mayors outside of Sault that are also in Algoma have been invited as well. And you can ask your questions. So there's a couple different ways. If you go to the Sault Online homepage, you will see the virtual town hall story there. You can click on it, go through, and actually ask your question and to put it into the comment section. You can also go to our Facebook page. It's pinned at the top of our Facebook page as well. You can put a question in there. Or if you don't want your name publicly out there connected to a certain question, you can email me, chris@SaultOnline.com, chris@SaultOnline.com, and that email is also in both the posts on Facebook and on our webpage.
Beautiful, you're just everywhere. Hopefully you're getting some good feedback. I have had a couple people email me questions. Awesome.
Mainly because they didn't want their name connected to certain questions. And so if you want privacy, just email me. I will not say your name. I won't even say first name. I'll just be like, this question was emailed to me, and then I'll ask it.
Wow, it's going to be really interesting to see what some of these questions are, especially with some of these answers regarding the mask, because we know right now too, people, why are you having it now? Why not before? So I feel like that's going to be super, super interesting. But we are going to move on to some local news right now.
Yes, we are.
So big things are happening in the Sault today. The YMCA is open for business. They open their doors at 5:30 a.m. and then they close them again at 7 o'clock for cleaning. So I'm just going to outline some of the new policies that the YMCA has put in place. So we know that they're open today. They've been closed since March 16th. So that's just I know
Over
some
4 months now.
I know,
Yeah.
and some of the gym goers who go every morning, they are probably so excited to get back there. I know I cannot wait to go, but we do just want to let you know what their policies are right now. It's reduced hours of operation, so Monday through Friday they're going to be open 5:30 to 7 p.m. They closed at 1 to 3 for deep cleaning, and on Saturday they are going to be open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Masks are required inside the building other than when actively engaging in athletic or fitness activity. There's reduced building access, there's enforced physical distancing, they've increased sanitation, barriers at the membership desk, health screening. They're doing a bunch of stuff right now, which is really, really good to hear. We do know that the George Leach Center has not made an announcement of when they are going to be opening. We know it's part of the Algoma University, so it is there for students, but they also have community members. We know Fit for Less is open right now. Our own Alex Parr has been getting back into the gym. He says his arms are a little bit sore, but that's okay. He's missed it.
Oh, suck it up, Alex.
You know what? It's good that people are getting back in there. And we also got word from Good Life too, and the individual I spoke with yesterday, Courtney, happy birthday today. We saw that. Want to give you a little shout out. But with Good Life right now, they have been booking appointments, but it's also told too they are accepting walk-ins. So they're also kind of doing it at capacity. We know it's 50 people, but right now Good Life has said that they've only really had 32 people, so they haven't really breached that maximum. She goes, we're not at capacity. When you come in, you can walk in. We have a lot of space. People are able to walk in often. We haven't had an hour where we've hit our max. So what they do too right now is they're open from 7 a.m. So after every hour of booking, they actually close for deep cleaning. So if they're open from 7 a.m. to 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. that hour, you'll do your workout, then they close for half an hour for cleaning. So every half an hour or every hour there will be active cleaning. They also hired in 2 new people to assist with cleaning. So it's really great to see that this is what's going on. And I'm not sure if you've been to Good Life, but there is a lot of space, a lot of areas to social distance. So it's really good that, lets everyone get back into their routines again. So we're really happy to hear that.
Yes, and speaking of things reopening, long-term care homes.
Yes.
Okay, there's some new regulations coming in today. So the old regulations still exist. So if you want to visit outdoors, you can, and you don't need to have a COVID-19 test for that. However,
Do you still have to wear a mask though?
you have to do all the social distancing protocols. Yeah. But now you can go indoors to visit your loved one. And if you go indoors, there's a couple different things. First off, 2 people can go, but you have to have tested negative for COVID-19 in the last 2 weeks. So if you want to go indoors, you need that COVID-19 test being negative. Also, you cannot go to a long-term care home if they have any active COVID-19 cases.
Makes sense.
So right now in Algoma District, there's no home with active COVID-19 cases, so there's no homes in Algoma that you can't go and visit. So you can have up to 2 people, negative COVID-19 test if you want to go inside. If you don't have a COVID-19 test, you can do 1 person outdoors. So that is the starting today. So there you go.
That's really awesome
Things
to
are
hear.
at least kind of going back to somewhat of a normal now there.
You know what? It's
but
probably going to assist too with those residents who have no idea what's going on. So
Yes.
finally having that relief of being able to communicate without having a barrier, without having someone to interpret it for them. I mean, I look at my parents' situation, for instance, and she can barely hear. So I can't imagine those individuals too. You're trying to knock on the glass, saying hi and waving, but they just have no concept. So it's really great that they've implemented this, and we all know too that if there is to be an outbreak or even one positive, they probably will shut that down again.
Yes, and also there is one other thing I didn't mention here, but you kind of brought it up there. If you're an essential caregiver, you're now going to be allowed back into the facility as well. You obviously still have to test negative on COVID-19, but essential caregivers will be allowed back into facilities today as well.
Okay, that's good. See, look at things are opening, things are
Contact
happening.
the long-term care home that your family member's in, find out exactly how that operates and works, because it might depend on maybe some homes are going to allow essential caregivers, because these are also guidelines. The homes can actually be more strict on their requirements.
Well, we were also, before the show, we were kind of talking about what if someone is in a room and it's divided, there's 2 people, does that mean that person has to leave?
Some have 4 people in there.
So are they going to have it in the lounges? Is there going to be one designated area for family members? So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens in the next little bit and as they move forward, and hopefully one day we won't need them.
And for example, the long-term care homes, it's up to them to decide how they want to do the visiting indoors. So each one could be different because there's no
Yeah.
guidance on that part of it from the provincial government. But we have to go over to Daniel for some weather teas. What's up, buddy?
Good morning.
Please tell me the rain's stopping.
Yes.
Oh, good morning, guys. Yeah, well, you know what? It is going to stop, but not till later. Did you get soaked coming here this morning? Like
A little bit.
it kind of caught me off guard. I was out last night, doing patrols on my other job, and it was fine until about 5-10 minutes after I got home, and then it just started to downpour.
Yeah, and on my way here, I had to actually, I was going to check something out connected to COVID-19 and a store. And so I had to actually go to the store and actually read the sign on their front door. So I got wet twice. So, but thank you very much, Daniel. We're going to go to commercial break. Oh, sorry, go back to Daniel.
Yeah, well, I'll just kind of give you a look here of the camera.
Sorry,
That's
buddy.
what happens when we start talking, right? We get carried away, but so you're going to see a live view, which is outside downtown on our waterfront here, which is sponsored by wirelesscom.ca. We are seeing heavy rain at times. We're going to get that for majority of the morning and then afternoon, and then it's going to kind of clear out into the evening. Our record rainfall, 42.2 millimeters in 1978. We aren't going to get that much, but we may see 25 millimeters of rain when this is all done. However, I will have your full weather forecast details, your regional temperatures right after this break, so stay tuned. We'll be right back.
What's life without making a few mistakes down the road? A few sharp turns. And doing things for what we adore, but might regret later. A trip to Chuck's Roadhouse isn't one of them. With melt-in-your-mouth AAA steaks, buttery lobster tail, half-priced apps after 9 p.m., an ice-cold draft with all your Roadhouse favorites. Chuck's Roadhouse. Food the way it ought to be, priced the way it used to.
A message from the Government of Canada.
In your home, lighting is just as important as style.
With PowerView Motorization from Hunter Douglas, you can schedule your shades to light up the room. Create privacy, or both, automatically. No hands required.
So your shades will always be in the right place at the right time in style. And it's only from Hunter Douglas.
And welcome back to Special Report for Wednesday, July 22nd. I want to thank KC Securities for your sponsorship. Got a couple of Facebook shout-outs. Good morning to Tammy Lynn, Nicole, and my mother. Thank you very much to the three of you for watching and commenting. And also, we're going to go to Daniel now for the 3-day weather. Please, no rain.
Oh, you know what? Thank you very much, Chris and Danny. It's going to be good the next 3 days. I do have some good news. We just got to get through this rain. I do want to do a quick birthday shout out to Scott Cook over at Rock 101. It's your birthday today, so happy birthday. Scott does the morning show on Rock 101. Okay, so we're going to get onto the radar here, and you're going to see right now on the screen, we're right underneath this big cell here. We're going to get rain for probably the majority of the morning and into the afternoon, and then it will clear up into the evening. Kevin was asking, how it was going to be this afternoon for his walk home. It's going to be probably clearing up late in the afternoon, 3 or 4 o'clock. So make sure you do have your umbrella because you're going to need it when you're running around today. All right, so we're going to get into your regional temperatures for Northern Ontario. There's a lot of 23s going on today on there. So Thunder Bay, Wawa, Sault Ste. Marie, and Elliott Lake, we're all going to see highs of 23. And Timmins, you're going to see a high of 22, and Sudbury, the cool spot, with a high of 21. There is rain in our region in a lot of the areas today as well. And getting into your lows for overnight, we're going to see 15 in Thunder Bay, 13 in Wawa and Timmins, 16 here in Sault Ste. Marie, and 15 degrees in Elliott Lake and Sudbury. Another seasonal night of temperatures. So as mentioned, it's currently raining outside, heavy at times, 17 degrees is our temperature. We are going to see a high of 23 today, which is around seasonal, maybe a degree below, so not too bad. Humidex is only 26, not a major factor today. Neither are the winds. They will die down and you will see 11 km/h winds to the north. And our low overnight will be 16 degrees. And we will clear up. And Chris wants to know if we're going to get any rain in the next few days. Well, Thursday and Friday, we are going to see that sun come back because high pressure is going to move in once the low pressure system kind of passes through here. And we are going to get a couple nice days. So 26 on Thursday and 16 overnight. And then very hot on Friday, sunny and 28 degrees with a low of 17. Now, here's the thing on Saturday again. It's going to probably look like it's going to be unstable. We may see some thunderstorms, some showers. But it's going to be very hot and humid that day. So the humidity is making a comeback. Probably by Friday, you'll start to see the humidity, and then it's going to kind of continue through into next week until Tuesday, and then we'll get back down to seasonal once again. So keep that in mind. I will have your full 7-day forecast as well as the Weather Watcher coming up later on in the show, but I'm going to send it back over to Chris and Danny.
Thanks, Dan. Wow, it's nice to know we're getting to some unstable weather, but you know what? With the Humidex, it's okay. I know Colette loved the Humidex, so hopefully she can step outside and enjoy it. We know that she's feeling a little bit better since her surgery, and we just want to wish her the best. But we do want to let everyone know that Trevor Mills, our missing person from yesterday, has been located. He is not in harm anymore. Great news. They found him very quickly. And we also want to acknowledge, too, that Arch has their fundraiser coming up. It's the Great Bucket List Cycle. They started it last year. It's been doing great, and they're kind of doing it a little bit differently again. More virtual events, so look for that on the Arch's webpage. And how they do it, you can bike up to 70 kilometers, 40 kilometers, and it's kind of a pledge like per dollar per kilometer kind of thing that they're doing. It's a great initiative they started last year, so if you'd like to participate, go to Arch's website, always donate. They're just doing some amazing things for the community, but we are going to come back after a short commercial break.
Recently, the Government of Ontario established a $100 million affordability fund to help Ontarians who don't qualify for low-income conservation programs ease the burden of their electricity bill. Whether you rent or own your home, as long as you pay your electric bill, you could qualify. There are 3 levels of support available. The first is a home energy kit with upgrades like smart power bars and LED light bulbs. The second includes Energy Star appliances that help keep things cool during the hot summer months. The third is for electrically heated homes so that your power bills don't break the bank during those long Canadian winters. Plus, all upgrades including installation are completely free of charge. Visit affordabilityfund.org or call 1-855-494-FUND to find out if you qualify.
And welcome back to Special Report for Wednesday, July 22nd. We had a question into the Facebook chat. It's the one chat we see when we're live on the air if you do have questions. It's from Elaine. She said, were you aware you have to schedule visits these days? That depends on the home, so that's why we suggest you call ahead. Some you have to schedule visits, others you can actually show up as long as they're only letting so many people in at a time, things like that. These are all done on a home-by-home basis, so I suggest that you contact the long-term care home that your loved one is in before you go to find out exactly what their protocols are right now. Okay, today there's going to be a protest at Queen's Park related to education. There's a group of both parents and educators that would like to see school fully open in the fall. Right now, Stephen Lecce has said there's basically three options. The three options are regular in-class instructions, but with public health protocols. In other words, max of 15 students, wearing masks, social distancing, that sort of thing. Fully remote learning, in other words, everything is online, or a hybrid approach that blends the two. Now, both the Toronto and Halton District School Boards have come out and said they don't want to do the hybrid model. It's too complicated for them to do, and they don't want to do it. And a lot of parents don't want them to do it either.
Well,
because
how do you get your kid to focus? Well, that too, parents are working, but also how do you get your child to retain that attention and to focus on that every single day, regardless if it's half classes or not? That's still a lot of screen time. We talk about screen time, but still that's so much.
And what if a kid doesn't want to sit in front of the screen? It's much easier to control a kid if he's sitting in the classroom than if they're, because if they walk away from the webcam or the
teacher
online learning,
can't be chasing them to come
what's
back.
the teacher going to do? And then also there's a poll that just came out from Leger. Full disclosure, I used to work for them 10 years ago. And 2/3 of parents think that the students should be wearing masks at least part of the time coming this fall. And
that's
the other
gonna be
thing,
interesting.
28% say that should be optional. So predominantly most people want kids wearing masks, whether it's all the time or just when they're in the classroom and so on. But this poll also, parents were very concerned about hybrid models because they're like, well, what happens? I have to go to work, but then at the same time I want my kid in school. But how do I do this if they're going every other day, or if they're doing half days, or they're going 1 week and not going the next? Because the hybrid model, there's a bunch of options. And the provincial government said they're not even going to come out with guidance for about another month. So,
and they have school in 6 weeks. We were just reading upon
September
it.
the 8th.
September 8th.
Yeah, right after Labor Day. It's not that far away.
No, it's not.
We're almost
Teachers
at the
go
end
back.
of June. We got 1 week left in June.
July, you mean?
I'm sorry, July. Sorry.
Well, teachers too, you have to look at it. They go back September 1st.
Yep.
So they're going to have 7 days to prepare for this, and they're already talking about smaller classroom sizes, so bringing your kids down to 15. So
busing is a huge thing too.
We're actually waiting to do a story on busing because we're very interested to see, are they going to have more buses, or is there going to be plexiglass in the buses? If there are kids from the same household, do they get to sit together? Is it every other seat? There are so many unanswered questions right now.
And how do you control all the 5-year-olds who want to be with their friends too? As a bus driver. I mean, I went to school on a bus. I can tell you that thing was like a zoo.
Oh, I know. Dude, bus
how's the bus driver
there.
going to monitor every other seat or whatever? I think it would just be a nightmare.
Oh gosh, it's gonna be really interesting in the next 6 weeks to figure out what's gonna go on.
Alrighty, well, we got to hit a commercial break, so we will be back in just a moment. Thank you very much to KC Securities for your sponsorship, and we'll see you in 2 minutes.
Even though we can't always meet in person, we can still listen.
Even though schools are closed, help is still available in your community.
Even though you may be worried, services and supports are still here.
In stressful times like these, families need mental health supports more than ever.
We are here to make sure you can stay connected to your community and culture.
Nous savons qu'il peut être difficile de rester à la maison, mais vous n'êtes pas seul.
And we know asking for help for yourself and others can be hard.
But there are people in your community who are ready to support you.
No matter your age, gender, sexual identity, race, or culture.
No matter the day, time, or issue.
We're here to help.
At Maitland Ford Lincoln, we see our trucks everywhere. We see them on Queen Street, Lake Street, North Street, Bay Street, 2nd line, 3rd line, 4th line, Pine Street, Great Northern Peoples Road, Wellington, Cora Road, Bruce Street, Carmen's Way, Northern Ave, Trunk Road. Folks come from all over Algoma District and beyond to buy their truck at Maitland Ford Lincoln. Amazing prices, outstanding service. King Street, Shannon Road, Goulet Bay, Black Road, Government Road, and even on Pine Shores. Yep, our trucks are everywhere. Get yours at Maitland Ford Lincoln, built for Northern life, on Great Northern Road, just north of the hospital.
And welcome back to Special Report, brought to you by KC Securities for Wednesday, July 22nd. Nicole made a comment in the Facebook chat that she is an international student, but she can't get into the country unless all of her classes are in class.
That's so interesting.
And she's already leased an apartment, and she's trying to travel here, but can't because she can't get on any exemption list. So it's also, there's also some confusion and problems also with post-secondary, both college and university level as well, that they're still going to have to try and figure out for these fall semester. So, all right, Daniel, what's our 7-day forecast, bud?
Thank you very much, Chris and Danny. We'll get into our weather watcher here, which was sent in to us from Mike in Sydney, British Columbia. Again, we have the BC beautiful photo here. This is on the Sydney Pier. And Mike was trying to capture the comet Neowise that night, but he didn't really get the chance to, and he got the Milky Way though, so that's a beautiful photo. Send your photos in to ontvweather@gmail.com, and we will get them up on our Weather Watcher segment between Monday and Fridays. All right, quick outlook on your 7-day. Thursday and Friday, sun's going to return. We're going to bump up in temperatures, and those are going to continue through the weekend, hot and humid, but you are going to see some unstable weather on Saturday and Sunday, which could bring some thunderstorms once again. Monday, it'll cool back down a little bit, 26, and then we'll be back down to seasonal on Tuesday and Wednesday with highs of 24, and your overnight lows hovering between 16 and 19 degrees, which is about seasonal at this time of year. So that's what's going on in the next 7 days, and I'm going to send it back over to you, Chris and Danny.
Thanks, Dan, so much. So in sports news, big changes are going on, especially in the CFL for the Edmonton. We're not saying Eskimos anymore because they've completely taken that name out. So there was a tweet yesterday from the board of directors, and it says, our board of directors made the decision to discontinue use of the word Eskimo in the team name. We'll be known as the Edmonton Football Team, or EE Football Team, while we go through the process of determining a new name befitting our storied team. So that's really interesting to see that they are just going to be taking that right out. I mean, it's their decision. If they've already spoken with individuals who say it was kind of defensive, then I mean, you know, they're making that way to kind of change things. So it's going to be really interesting to see what they come up with. We also want to say preseason for hockey is going to start on July 28th, and their first regular season game is going to start on August 1st, so great news, their playoff game, great news, and there's also going to be a little bit more sports news regarding the Jays in Pittsburgh.
Yes, the Pittsburgh Blue Jays is what is going to be happening for this Major League Baseball season. So, yeah.
That's going to be interesting to see if they actually are able to go play, because right now, Toronto's like, no, we don't want any American teams coming over because that's too much travel back and forth, and you know what, it's good on Canada for being, no, we want to keep everyone safe, we want to keep everyone healthy, so no Americans. No,
and we will be back at 1 p.m. With Doug Ford's press conference, and Paul Calandra, who's the House Speaker, will be there, as well as Christine Elliott. We'll see you at 1 p.m. Have a fantastic morning.
Have a great morning.